Everyone wants delighted customers and a top-notch support team, but how do you measure something that complex? Today we're unlocking the power-packed episode of how to measure customer satisfaction and track your customer support performance with LiveChat. Let's do this. Now, most business owners will start off by asking, what can measuring all of this do for my business? When you measure customer satisfaction, you're tapping into your audience's pulse. You gain insights into their experiences, needs, and preferences. Measuring customer satisfaction is more than just a feedback loop. It's a goldmine of actionable data. It helps you identify pain points, strengths, and areas for improvement. And by understanding what makes your customers happy, you can tailor your services or products to suit their needs better. Right, now let's move on to tracking your customer support performance. So this goes beyond numbers. It's about precision in operations. Tracking your customer support performance serves as your guiding compass in customer service, revealing insights into response times, resolution rates, and engagement, which enables optimized operations. It also empowers your support team, showcasing their strengths and areas in which they need to improve, which leads them to deliver exceptional service. Now, this approach is like using a magnifying glass to look at customer experiences by identifying pain points and ensuring top-tier support. All this to build trust and loyalty by catering directly to your customers' needs. Now, before we dive into the metrics, let me tell you how LiveChat aligns with these crucial aspects of customer service. First, I don't want you to think of LiveChat as just a tool. Think of it as the compass guiding you towards customer satisfaction excellence, seamlessly integrated into your customer service operations. And that's where LiveChat becomes the cornerstone for measuring satisfaction and tracking support performance. It's the conduit that captures real-time feedback, chat ratings, post-chat surveys, and so on, offering a direct pulse on customer sentiments. LiveChat also serves as the hub for tracking response times, resolution rates, and chat engagement metrics, which empowers businesses with invaluable insights to fine-tune support operations. And now we can move on to measuring customer satisfaction. One of the first elements to measure customer satisfaction is customer feedback. There are many ways you can measure customer satisfaction with LiveChat, like real-time feedback, the chat transcript, chat ratings, or the post-chat survey. So real-time feedback is a lot more accurate than filling out a survey days after the conversation. You know, the customer has a certain impression right after talking to you, and they can tell you what they loved in detail, what they didn't, and perhaps what they didn't even consider. So you have a lot of info right in front of you, and you do not want to miss out on that. LiveChat is your helping hand in having direct conversations with customers in real time. I mean, you can ask specific questions, seek opinions on the nooks and crannies, and gather feedback on their experience with your product or service. Apart from that, you can also initiate proactive engagements by literally reaching out to your customers and simply asking for their feedback. There's no reason to be shy here. And with LiveChat, you don't have to manually retype a welcome essay each time you do. You can engage with customers through targeted messages and encourage customers to share their thoughts and suggestions. Another way to find great clues on how to improve is in the chat transcript. If your agents haven't had the chance to gather real-time feedback, then a great way to use that is the chat transcript. In the LiveChat app, we store your chat transcripts in the archive section. For starter plans, your transcripts will be available for up to 60 days, and they will always be available for all other plans. Now, if you want to keep an additional archive of your chats, you can do that. For that, open up Archives and click on the 3 dots icon in the top right corner. Then, click on Download Transcript or Send Transcript to email. Now, please listen very carefully. There's one very important thing that could save you and your team so much time, and that is tagging chats. If you don't do this already, then start. If you tag a chat, or in other words, label a chat with a name like order delayed, then you can later search for various chats with that tag in archives and reports. It's very convenient. So, tag your chats. Now, if you don't know how to do that yet, I'll leave a link in the description to a video on tagging chats and more. So, right after a customer completes an action, you're still in control of their attention, meaning they'll be fully open to giving you feedback. And you can capture that with LiveChat's chat rating feature. Now, I know it might just sound like another rating feature. However, it gives your business a lot of information about which agents are comfortable and acing their goals and which still need some guidance, or which customers were unsatisfied with the service. It's a lot easier to sort with ratings than it is with open-ended answers. Therefore, you can easily go back and investigate. Another very popular way to collect customer feedback is through the post-chat survey. So after completing a full-on chat session, you can send your customers post-chat surveys, where you can gather more detailed feedback. Now, these surveys can be tailored to specific areas of interest or satisfaction, providing you with comprehensive insights into the customer experience. Now, when collecting customer data through surveys, we have 3 customer satisfaction metrics that you might use to calculate your customer satisfaction score. Let's start off with Net Promoter Score. So NPS is a customer satisfaction metric that measures how likely a customer is to recommend a company to others. Calculating NPS involves asking customers to rate on a scale of 0 to 10 how likely they are to recommend the company to a friend. And based on their responses, customers are grouped into one of 3 categories. First, we have promoters, score 9 to 10. These customers are extremely satisfied with their experience and will likely recommend the company to others. Then we have passives, score 7 to 8. These customers are extremely satisfied with their experience, but are not necessarily loyal to the company. Then we have detractors, score 0 to 6. These customers are unhappy with their experience and are unlikely to recommend the company to others. Now, to calculate the NPS score, the percentage of detractors is subtracted from the percentage of promoters. The resulting score can range from -100, so if all customers are detractors, to 100 if all customers are promoters. NPS is a valuable business metric because it provides a simple and easy way to gauge customer satisfaction and loyalty. And the NPS questions can be included in the customer feedback forms to collect NPS data. At LiveChat, an NPS score of 6 acts as a signal for immediate action. It prompts our team to reach out and engage with these customers, aiming to address their concerns and elevate their experience. Now, this proactive approach mitigates churn and demonstrates a commitment to resolving issues promptly. Now, NPS feedback isn't only about preventing churn. It's a strategic tool to foster brand advocacy. Leveraging NPS scores of 9 or 10, customers become brand advocates, enthusiastic supporters willing to share positive experiences and recommend your brand to their network. Another popular method for measuring customer satisfaction is using the customer satisfaction score. CSAT is a metric that measures customer satisfaction with a particular aspect of their experience, such as a product or service. Now, this resonates with LiveChat's instant ratings feature that I mentioned before. For example, you may ask, how satisfied were you with the customer service you received? Customers can then choose a number that corresponds to their level. CSAT provides insight into specific areas of the customer experience. So if a business sees a low score for customer service, it may indicate issues with response times, knowledge of the support team, or the quality of communication. And then we have customer effort score. CS measures the overall ease or difficulty of the customer experience. To calculate CS, businesses typically ask customers to rate their level of agreement with a statement like, "It was easy to resolve my issue," or "The company made it difficult for me to get what I needed." Customers can choose from a scale of options like strongly agree, neutral, disagree, or strongly disagree. CES can be collected through customer surveys, feedback forms, or other methods such as online reviews. Right, now you're practically an expert on measuring customer satisfaction. Let's dive into tracking your customer support performance. So, in the LiveChat app, in the reports section, you'll find a bundle of reports that can help improve sales and track your goals and chat peak times and so on. However, today we'll only be diving into a few that are primarily focused on helping you track your customer support performance. To give you a better understanding, I'm going to open up the LiveChat app and show you the reports section, starting with the chats category. The first report I want to mention is the total chats report. It's a versatile report that can serve many different purposes depending on your needs. It can help you plan for your team size in the long run. For example, if you see a steady growth in the number of chats, you can predict when you will need to add another agent to your team. And the chat's heat map is perfect for scheduling shifts in the short term, as it shows the time of day when you get the most chats and when your agents have less work. Now I want us to dive into the chat engagement report. This report is great for checking where your chats came from. As we can see, you have 3 categories here. From campaigns, started by customer, started by agent. You can clearly see when and who initiated chats on your website. This is a great reference to see if your agents are reaching out to and engaging with your customers while they are on your site. Next, we have the missed chats report. The chart at the top shows you the number of chats in which visitors didn't get a reply from your agents and left the chat. You can add a filter at the top to see which agent had the most missed chats. You can also sort them by dates. This is a great indicator of which agent is perhaps lagging in chats or to find the reason for the missed chats, such as one agent having more complicated chats that take longer to resolve. Then I want us to go to the chat availability report, which shows your chat's availability for a given time. At the top, we have an overview of your team's availability, which is later broken down into a comparison. Combining the information from this report with the data from the total chats report lets you see if you are missing out on chats with potential customers. For example, if you are getting a lot of chats at a particular time of day and you happen to go offline at that time, you could try expanding your chat use past that hour to see if the trend will continue. Otherwise, consider switching your availability to always, so customers can leave a message when your agents are offline. At the bottom, we can see how many chats were started when the agents were online, and how many chats were started when the agents were offline. If you don't use asynchronous mode or integration such as Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp Business, or Apple Messages for Business, the offline chats value will be 0. Then in the agents category, I want us to find the agent activity report. Now, this report is only available on the business or enterprise plan. In the report, you can see detailed information about when your agents were available. The data is neatly presented on a timeline, so it's easier to read. You can turn on and off the hide inactive agents toggle depending on your needs. And when you hover over a particular segment, you can get detailed information about its length. The last report I want to talk about today is the staffing prediction report. Now, this report will help you adjust the number of agents you need to cover all of your chats. Using the data about the number of chats you receive, the staffing prediction report will suggest the optimal number of agents required to handle all of your chats. The report takes into account the number of simultaneous chats your agents can handle. So if you decide to change the number of chats your agents can simultaneously handle, then the report will show the updated data. Suppose you notice that the number of your agents is insufficient to the amount of chats you are having. Then in that case, you can consider adding more agents or increasing the number of simultaneous chats that your agents can handle. How we calculate your staffing needs. The staffing prediction algorithm takes into account the chat limit of your agents and the number of chats, then returns the number of agents needed. So no customers need to wait in the queue. Now, the algorithm needs at least 4 weeks of data to make a suggestion. It also only considers the last 4 weeks too. It considers the chat limit of your agents and not the admins or owners. The managerial accounts are usually used to supervise and manage various settings and don't chat much. Now, if you only have the owner or admin account set up, then those accounts will be considered in the staffing prediction. There is also a buffer built in that leaves a 10% gap between the maximum number of chats and the actual number of handled chats. This will help you avoid situations where one longer chat will force other visitors into a queue. Now, if you like statistics, then I have great news for you. The report uses the least squares method to calculate the predicted number of agents, exporting data to create your own reports. You can download each report if you are on the team plan or higher. For that, just go to the report you want and click on Export CSV. Right, that's all for today. By now, I think you're an expert on measuring customer satisfaction and tracking your customer support performance with LiveChat. If you have any questions, feel free to start a chat with us at livechat.com. Thank you and see you soon.